Hello everybody, I hope you are doing well. In this video we are going to talk about how to apply a password and expiration time to an expert advisor. So when you sell a expert advisor, you can be sure that the customer can use it only for a specific time, and after the expiration time it would be disabled. First of all, if you haven't subscribed our channel, please click on subscribe button and hit the bell button so you can be informed whenever we upload new videos. Now I open Meta Editor. Now in Meta Editor, we would open a new project, click on new, and then select Expert Advisor, click on next, and give your Expert Advisor a name. For example, Password Expert Advisor. And then click on next, and finish. Now we have an expert advisor. It is opened. The first thing that we are going to do is to define a string variable which is named password. In this case, we only can use the password, the password string only in the code. But in order to have a pop-up screen where at the beginning or at the first time that the expert advisor is running, the user be able to enter its password in the pop-up screen, we must give this string variable an input type, and we must define a property here. I will explain more in the following, but you must know that this property must be defined. Script show input. Without this property and giving the password an input type, we wouldn't have the pop-up screen. So after that, in onInit section, which is only run when the expert advisor is running for the first time, at the beginning of running our code, the first thing that is run is onInit section. So in this place, we must have an if condition where we check if the password variable which is entered by the user is not equal to our password, which for example here the password is 7788999. If the password is not equal to this, we want to have first an alert which say that the password is wrong. And then we want to apply an order to stop the expert advisor from working. For this purpose, we return this init failed. By returning init failed, the expert advisor would automatically stop working. So if the password is wrong, we would have an alert, and then the expert advisor stop working. We compile it, we see that we don't have any error, and now we want to check if the expert advisor is expired or not. For this purpose, we would define another input, which is the type of variable is date time, and its name is expiration time. It has a value. How to give expiration time variable a value? So let's double click on date and time and press F1. We would have the help windows for date and type variables. So date and time variables would be defined like this. We would have D and then this mark and then year, months, day. Hour, minutes, and seconds. We would copy it and paste it in our code. For example, we want to, today is 12th of September 2021. For example, we want to have time until, for example, September 15th, hour 23:59, and 59. After this time, the expert advisor would stop working. So we have this variable, and now we check if we are uh, in the valid time or not. So if time current, this time current is a predefined function in MQL language, and it's returned the time of server which broker is run on it. So it is not the system or our laptop time. It is the server time. So if we use the time of our, for example, laptop, the user can change the time of its laptop, so it can still stay in the valid time frame. But with using the server time, they don't have this capability. So if the time current is greater than expiration time, it means that the expert advisor is expired. So we want to have an alert which it says the expert advisor is expired, and then we want the expert advisor stop working. So we copy this line of code and then paste it here. Else if this condition is not true and we are not, and the expert advisor is not expired, we want to check these parts of code where it checks if the password is true or not. And at the end of the code, when, for example, the time is valid and the password is true, it would return in its succeeded, and then it would jump in the unticked section. And we want here to have a comment. I'm using comment here because with alert we would have alert for each tick of the price, so it would be somehow annoying. But with comment we wouldn't have this problem. We want to have a comment which is says that the expert advisor is running. So we compile it and we will go to MetaTrader and use this. And in the expert advisor section, we find our expert advisor, which is password expert advisor, and then we drag and drop it into the EuroUSD windows. So as you can see here, we have a pop-up windows. One of the section is inputs. In inputs, we can enter the password. Remember that without defining the input for the password and defining this property here, which is property script show input, we wouldn't have this pop-up screen. So in the pop-up screen, if the password was 73889099, for example, I enter a wrong password with the OK. If I press OK button, I would have an alert which is said that the password is wrong. As you can see here, the password is wrong. Remember that now we are in the valid time frame, but for example, let's change the expiration time to, for example, 8:08, 15th of August. Now we must have a message that says the expert advisor is expired. So we compile it and we drag and drop our expert advisor in your USD windows. It doesn't matter whether the password is true or wrong. For example, if the password is true, still we would have a message that says the expert advisor is expired. As you can see here, the expert advisor is expired. But if we stay in a valid time frame and the password is true, we would have this comment which is said that the expert advisor is running. I compile it and then go to meta editor. Now I drag and drop the password expert advisor in EURUSD screen, and a screen would be pop up. In the password field, I enter the right password, which is 07788999, and by pressing OK button, because we are in the valid time frame and the password is correct, we must have a comment here which is it says the expert advisor is running. It means that the password and the expiration time work correctly. Now there is another thing which is important. If you go to experts folder, open folder, as you can see here, we have two type of files. One of them is .ex4 and the other is .mq4. The mq4 contain the code, and if you give it to the customer, they can have access to the code and change, for example, the password or the expiration time. But you must sell the .ex4 to the customer, so they cannot change the code, and they only can access to the expert advisor via the meta trader, not meta editor. Here from this screen in the navigator, they would only have this section and they can only drag and drop it into the screen. So we learned how to apply a password to an expert advisor with expiration time. But you may know that there are many other ways for this purpose. But the purpose here was to do it as easy as possible. If you know any other ways to giving a password to an expert advisor, please leave me a comment. And if you find this video useful, please hit the like button. I hope you all doing well. Have a good day.